Do you ever have that moment where you could say something, but then you don't? And later you're like, wow, look at me evolving. The best wellness trend nobody's selling? Silence. Not be mysterious and toxic. Silence. Though let's be honest, it does add flavor. I'm talking about the kind of quiet where you realize you have nothing to prove. You ever notice how we fill up space just to sound smart, healed, unbothered, politically correct, spiritually evolved, or all of the above? It's like we're constantly auditioning for a role we already got. We over-explain to be understood. We correct people to be respected. We share every feeling just to be validated. Sometimes silence says everything. Confidence wants to scream. You don't need to be the loudest in the room. You just need to be the one who sleeps the best once the room is empty. Silence isn't just polite, it's protective. It gives your nervous system a second to breathe before your ego starts typing. Next time someone says something passive-aggressive and your brain fires up a PowerPoint of clapbacks, just pause, take a deep breath, and remember, you don't owe them a response. Silence is a boundary. It says, I'm not ignoring you. I'm choosing me. When you stop trying to prove you're good enough, smart enough, you get your time back, your peace back, your power back. You never win when you're trying to prove something to people who've already made up their minds. Let them be wrong about you. Let them assume. Let them gossip. Let them spend all that time forming opinions while you quietly sit in the background, becoming unstoppable. Because silence, that's the real self-care. And best of all, it comes with a lifetime supply and zero side effects. Let's be honest. Most of us aren't burned out from doing too much. We're burned out from caring too much about things that probably don't really matter. Like when Cheryl from accounting thinks about your lunch, or whether your neighbor saw you bringing Amazon boxes while you were in pajamas. So tonight we're diving into some real world, battle-tested tips on how to care less without turning into a sociopath. We call that the sweet spot of strategic indifference. Tip 1. Ask, what would I do if I didn't care? Then do that. This is the ultimate clarity question. Your brain is spinning. You're obsessing over what someone will think. Because your most peaceful life is usually sitting just past that fear of judgment. I've been learning not to own the decisions of others as if they are, in fact, my own. I can offer some clarity or factual information to help steer their course, but it's up to them if they take the help or not. Although their behavior or decision may still affect you, is it life-threatening? Are you in danger? You're more resilient than you give yourself credit for. You will bounce back. Realize that everyone's just starring in their own life movie. That embarrassing thing you did at the grocery store, nobody saw it. If they did, they forgot it before they hit the parking lot. People are not walking around obsessed with your awkward moments. You are not the main character in their story, just in your own. Tip 3. Caring too much equals people-pleasing in disguise. If your emotional peace is tied to how others feel about you, that's not caring. That's managing their comfort like it's your full-time job. Spoiler alert, you don't work there. Stop applying for the position of approval manager in everyone's life. Tip 4. Distance yourself from identity-based thinking. You are not your job. You are not your follower count. If you base your self-worth on external labels, opinions feel like threats. But if you see yourself as dynamic, evolving, and sometimes gloriously weird, you stop needing to defend your brand every 5 minutes. Tip 5, mantra time. I am not responsible for how others perceive me. Repeat it until your inner critic starts looking for another job. You're not a PR rep for your own personality. How someone interprets your behavior is their lens, their story. Say it with me in the chat. I am not responsible for how others perceive me. Tip 6. Calm your nervous system after setting a boundary. Your body doesn't know the difference between they might not like me and I'm being chased by a mountain lion. Instead of spiraling, step away, do something that grounds you. Breathe like you just dodged a text from your ex. This teaches your nervous system that you can survive not being liked and probably thrive. Not all opinions deserve rent-free living in your brain. And here's the test. Would you trade lives with this person? If not, why are you giving them VIP access to your self-worth? Not everyone's advice, judgment, or feedback is sacred. Some people are just loud. Some people are projecting. And some people just don't know what they're talking about. If you wouldn't switch places with them, don't put them in charge of your peace. Caring less doesn't mean becoming cold. It means getting selective. It means investing your energy where it's earned, not where it's demanded. You don't owe everyone a response, a performance, or your peace of mind. You can be kind, compassionate, and still say, nope, not my circus, not my group chat. So let's talk about a magical shift that will make your life a heck of a lot easier. Stop taking everything personal. Now, I know someone frowns when you walk by and suddenly you're spiraling. Did I offend them? Was it something I said? Is my energy off? Probably not. They probably just have gas. So part one of not taking things personally, most reactions are just your projections. If someone's snippy, moody, or distant, 9 times out of 10, they're not reacting to you. They're reacting through you to their stress, their story, their leftover trauma. You didn't trigger them. You just bumped into an already loaded emotional tripwire. When someone lashes out, it's rarely a verdict on your worth. It's a glimpse into their unresolved nonsense. Part 2. Empathy is not the same as absorption. You can be compassionate without being a doormat. You can understand someone without underwriting their emotional outburst. You are not an emotional sponge. You are not a human Swiffer wet jet for other people's baggage. And if someone makes you feel like their moods are your responsibility, kindly return that energy to sender. Part 3. You are not the villain in their internal Netflix series. People are going to misread your silence, misinterpret your boundaries, and assign motives that you never had. That's not your cue to explain, defend, or overcorrect. Sometimes you're just a side character in their self-authored story of betrayal, disappointment, and misaligned zodiac sign. Let them write their novel. You're not the editor. Part 4. Not everything is a sign. Sometimes people ghost you because they're emotionally constipated. Sometimes people give weird vibes just because they're weird. Point is, don't make it about you unless you've got solid evidence. Not every shrug, sigh, or delayed text is the universe giving you feedback. Part 5. Their bad day does not equal your bad self-worth. Here's another off-brand affirmation. I do not take ownership of energy I didn't create. When someone's in a funk, it's not your job to fix it. When someone's distant, it's not a reason to question your worth. You didn't cause it. You don't control it. You don't carry it. Let them feel their feelings. Let yourself stay rooted. And that's it, folks. Whether you're mastering the art of shutting up with style, learning to care just a little bit less, or realizing someone's attitude was never about you in the first place, just know this. Your peace is not a group project. You don't need to prove it. You don't need to please everyone. And you definitely don't need to take on emotional debt you didn't charge. Start choosing yourself quietly, consistently, and without apology. Because wellness, it's not about green juice and morning routines. It's about protecting your nervous system from nonsense. So if this episode gave you some permission to pause, care less, or breathe a little easier, hit that like button, subscribe for more off-brand wisdom, and drop your favorite takeaway in the comments. Or better yet, tell us what you're no longer explaining to people. Remember, to protect your peace, not everything deserves your reaction. You're not being cold, You're just being clear. Grow quietly. And last of all, silence is still self-care.